Well, I was just about to start recording that with no microphone on. Hey, okay. That was a great start. Hello, everybody. My name is Dred, and welcome to Miss Valley Entertainment News. Get to bear with me if I'm a little bit more low energy and low movement today. I'm just kind of going through a lot physically right now, and just things are starting to pile up on me, and I'm starting to feel very stressed, very tired, all that kind of stuff. But in the end, the news continues to come out, and somebody's got to comment on it. So here I am. We're going to comment on something about the day before. Yeah, you thought that one was dead. Well, it is, but it's not. Um, I don't want to say too much to preface this one before we get into it, but I do want to say that once again, we have developers. And wait, I'm going to put developers in air quotes on this one because these guys are not developers. The guys for the day before, they are scam artists. That's all they are. They don't develop jack shit. They just scam people. But people in the gaming industry are showing their true feelings about how they feel about the consumer, about gamers, about you and I. Because apparently they feel that if they lie long enough and loud enough, you and I are so stupid that we'll believe anything. And I think this is a prevailing thing in the gaming industry. I really do think it is. That most gaming companies and gaming professionals and gaming studios nowadays think gamers are stupid and they're easy marks and easy prey. They see you as an open wallet they can reach a hand into while they walk by and give you the finger. And I think that's kind of where we're at right now in our society when it comes to gaming. Now, there's some good gaming companies out there, some good gaming people out there, the good developers, great games out there, but there's just too many people who just think you are basically the scum of the earth and all they want you to do is shut up and give them your money. And next we get into the clowns from the day before. This is from Asmongold TV. It's called The Day Before Devs Are Clowns.
Okay. Accountability for all the content creators that have conspired to destroy such a great game.
Oh, I'm sorry. I never even got into what they're lying about. I was going to say this before we got into it. So the premise of this whole video is the developers from the day before are going to say their game is fine. There was nothing wrong with their game and they did nothing wrong. The fault of what happened is YouTubers and bloggers. Evil YouTubers and bloggers who are full of hate and lies about them and only want to make a quick buck off, having somebody click on their story. Honest to God, that's what they're saying. And they are continuing to push the narrative. And watch here what happens to them when they try that on Twitter.
Fantastic. The developers of the day before, actually, it was the shortest video game ever in existence. It lasted for almost 2 whole days.
Too long.
Until they announced that the not only would the game be shutting down, but also the company would be shutting down.
It was a quick
for
3-month asset flip.
How big of a fuck up it was.
All it was.
So let's go ahead and read their statement. Recently, a lot of misinformation has emerged on the internet, supposedly from anonymous sources. Fantastic provides an official response to these statements. There are anonymous people that allege that we deceived players. They're not anonymous. They're right here. It was me. You deceived players. The trailers were They were deceptive. They were misleading. And the game did not function in the way that it did in the trailer. That's false advertising.
Trailers were lies.
That's right.
Because there was no game when the trailers were made. There was no game when the trailers were made. There was absolutely zero game. There was no game until 3 months before it came out. So all those other years, what were they doing? Scamming investors out of money.
Worked hard and honestly on the game for 5 years. But does anybody care about the work or time that they put into it? No, we don't. We only care about the result, don't we?
Yep. We're a consumer, of course.
Man, that sure sounds a lot like something somebody was saying before, huh? That's crazy.
Hello, Bethesda.
We didn't take a penny from users. We didn't use crowdfunding. We didn't offer pre-orders. That part is true.
It's true they did not take any pre-orders or get any crowdfunding, but they did take for consumers because they allowed consumers to buy something that was not a game. It was a 3-month asset flip built upon lies upon lies upon lies. It was not a game. And if it weren't for Steam, all right, if it were not for Steam demanding they refund that, many consumers will have lost money on this.
True, and that part is commendable. Even after the game was closed, we, together with the publisher, returned all money to players, including forcibly issuing refunds to those that did not request them. How many companies return money like that? We are not a fly-by-night company. We have been operating since 2015 and have always conducted our business honestly.
Yeah, and you know what else? When you go to their office, they don't have one. They have a listed office, which is just somewhere where their mail collects. They literally don't have an office. They are a fly-by-night company. They are scam artists. And everything they're saying is a lie.
Yeah, you, together with the publisher, did it because the publisher was probably going to press charges against you if you didn't. Steam probably forced you to do it. Yeah. Like really, like Steam, yeah, Steam is the one that refunded everybody. Like, I'm not going to believe that they refunded everybody's purchase out of the goodness of their heart. I think that they did that in order to avoid a legal liability or to somehow, like make Steam happy.
I would guess that because it was only 2 days, I would guess the money never left Steam's account yet. I would guess Steam had never paid them, and they were looking at this very, very carefully, and when they realized what was going on, they turned around, they said, we're not sending you this money. We are going to give this money back to the consumers, all of it. And if you don't allow us to do that, we're going to sue your ass. No way these people want to end up in court. Not unless it's a court in, Russia or China or somewhere where they can be completely bought off. Not that you can't buy off a court somewhere else, a judge somewhere else, but they don't want to go to court anywhere where the consumer's going to get a fair shake. That's what I'm saying. Because they'd be in bad shape.
Steam is the one that refunded everybody. And so let's go ahead and look at this. We are been operating since 2015 and have always conducted our business honestly. Well, except for whenever you played a trailer for gameplay that didn't exist.
Except for every time you open your mouth when you lied.
That part wasn't honest, but there were other parts besides that were.
Yeah, right.
Like, for example, the game was called The Day Before, and whenever I bought the game, it did have that title in the game. So the title of the game was the same in the trailer and also in the game. So there were some things that were actually the same.
Although they did technically have the legal rights to the name the Day Before, even while they were using it. Remember when they kept having to take their videos down and stuff because they didn't have the rights to use the name even though they've been using it? You're asking who doesn't buy the rights to the name of the video game that's the biggest wish-listed game on Steam before it comes out? Someone who does not ever intend to put out a game. That's who.
Same as the trailer. So, we'll keep that in mind. Anyway, let's see here. Anonymous people allege that we deceived the investor. This is not true. We still have a great relationship with our publisher.
What?
Why? The closure of The Day Before did not affect our partnership. That's a bad call.
Yeah, I believe they've been in bed with their publisher for a long time. They're both scamming, is what I believe.
If that's true.
I have videos on that too.
If that's true, Mytona really needs to... Yang revealed that they are the publisher. The publishers is them.
Yeah. Really, they own the publishing company, which is why they got away so long with what they did. No other company's going to let them get away with that shit. Come on.
Well, they're referring to Mytona. I mean, I don't know. Anyway, let's go back and look at the rest of this. Anonymous former employees tell different stories about the development. I don't give a fuck. Who made money on The Day Before? Certain bloggers.
Wait. Let's read this. Anonymous former employers tell different stories about the development. I want to see what these guys say, because he skips over this part. says, "We're unsure whether these employees are real or not. But we had excellent relationships with our team." You didn't pay your fucking team. And you know why you didn't pay your fucking team? There was no fucking team. Despite, till 3 months beforehand. Despite being a small indie company with a limited budget and no office and no way to track them down, we assisted employees with relocation and healthcare. Relocating from where to where? Your employees clearly worked from home. There was no office. This is stupid. We assisted employees with relocation and healthcare and helped some of them to buy equipment and with their mortgages and other personal matters. I believe that the two brothers are looking at each other and counting each other as employees and saying, "Hey, you remember when you moved and we paid for it with the company money? Hey, remember when you needed a mortgage and we paid for it with the company money? Yeah, remember when we took we needed to you needed some surgery for a mole on your face, and so we took the investors' money from the company and we used it for that. That's like healthcare, right? Yeah. So we're assisting employees by spending all that money." God, this is stupid. We offered an extra non-working day off each month, vacation pay, and timely salary payments, along with the option of working remotely. Okay, there was no option to not work remotely. There was no office. Okay, you get extra non-working day off each month. You gave them an extra long weekend once a month, is what you're saying. It's not paid, not working, so it's not paid. Oh, by the way, your employees, you said, didn't get paid. Vacation pay, you didn't pay your employees. Timely salary payments, you didn't pay your employees. They didn't get paid. They worked for free. You even said so. Our low churn rate and the fact that half of those who left returned to the company demonstrate our positive work environment. I guess churn rate, they're meaning like turnover rate. And then half those who left returned. I guess after working for your company, they couldn't get a job anywhere else because nobody wanted to hire them, so they had to go back to you, even though you didn't pay anything. I'm confused. None of these statements make any effing sense when you look at them. Demonstrate our positive work environment. Oh, God. 100% of the team did everything they could to make the day before a success. I guess their team is just the two brothers. All right. Enough of that shit. Let's go back to what Asmongold's saying. I'm tired of talking.
The development, I don't give a fuck. Who made money on the day before? Certain bloggers made huge money by creating false content with huge, I wish it said titties, but it says titles, from the very beginning to gain views and followers, exploiting the lack of information about the game's development.
The fact that people were interested in hearing and reading the stories and the investigative work that people did into this crooked company does not mean that those people should have got paid for their work. I mean, if you've got a YouTube channel, or you've got a Twitch channel and you're already monetized, then you're gonna make money off people viewing you. Yeah. That's nothing wrong with that, people. That's a free enterprise. There's nothing wrong with that. To say they only put out those videos to make money, well, that's partially, not really true, but partially true. Obviously, anytime I put out a video, I'm hoping to make money off it. Now, of course, I don't make money because my channel's not monetized. I don't have enough subscribers. I just don't. I'm a long ways away from ever being monetized. I might never, ever get there. But you always put out content hoping it'll reach a lot of people. Obviously, you hope it draws people to your channel. You hope it draws them to other content on your channel. Duh. I don't know why they're saying like these people are just making these titles and stories up to make money. This comes from the company that made up a game to make money. Look, it's not us lying to you. It's them. It's them. We didn't do anything. Oh, God. It's kind of sickening.
the main people that exploited the lack of information about the game's development was the development studio whenever they made trailers for the game that didn't reflect the game. Their actions triggered a gold rush among content creators due to the game's pre-release popularity. So let me go ahead and explain why that's not true. There are probably
So again, they're actually saying people would view their videos because our game was so popular on the Steam wish list. Yeah. Well, yeah, there again, nothing wrong with that. Nothing wrong with that. That's totally fine. I'm not sure what they're trying to say there, other than they're trying to twist everything to get you in knots to make you believe what they're saying. Because they think you're stupid.
a lot of people who don't like Pow World, but they're probably not making videos about how bad Pow World is because the overwhelming majority of people do like the game. So content creators don't necessarily create tastes. They are able to capitalize on existing sentiments that exist in the market and maybe shift them 10% one direction.
Right. As a for instance, I've got many videos talking about Starfield being a bad game and Bethesda being a bad company for putting it out and other games before it, okay? Does that cause people to believe, who didn't believe that before, to believe it? Possibly some people, yes. But I'm more likely to those videos to catch on with people who have that same kind of belief or are open to hearing about it and maybe having their mind changed or whatever. But I mean, it's not like me putting out those videos is suddenly causing a wave of hate to go towards Bethesda. No, the wave is already there. I'm riding the wave. I'm part of the wave. I'm not creating the wave. Ridiculous that anybody, you would think anybody out there has that much power. Wow.
Or another. That's really the truth. You're not going to have a content creator that's going to be able to take a good game and then make it to where people hate it. That's not the way it works. It's never worked that way. Like, it's just this.
Yeah. So, Estelden, if you're watching, you're not going to make people hate Avowed. Good try, buddy.
This is, again, like people that don't understand. Well, I mean, they don't understand anything. Content creators can't change what the public think. Yeah, they can't. People literally tried that with Hogwarts. Yeah, and it didn't work.
Yeah. Hogwarts is a great game.
You want the bigger crowd. No one made money. You can profit from a standard release. Well, here's the reality, right? Is that, yeah, Quantum made a video about how bad Elden Ring did. How did that do? Not very good. So the idea that there's a gold rush about people trying to make content about the game, like, do you think that I played the game hoping that it would be bad? Why would I do that? Why would I want the game to be bad?
No. Some people will stream this game or buy this game and make videos about the game, knowing people are going to flock to this because of all the stuff that's been said about it. They're going to flock to it to watch it, okay? And some people are going to be like, man, I hope this is so incredibly bad that I get so many views. Of course, some people are like that. Oh, absolutely. Like, Asmongold, you come on, be serious about that. If he's saying he didn't, well, I'm going to take him at his face value for it, but a lot of people did. They played it because it was bad.
In fact, let's listen to what I said. Asmongold the day before. The day before is fake. Let's see what I said. Then I'll read some of the comments about this.
His mic cuts out of this. I don't know why.
I do think this is true. Lost them or not. So I expect they'll get a track record. See, they have abandoned all their previous games. Scam. Maybe because it's not obviously a scam. And have you ever considered that NVIDIA, one of the biggest like graphics card producers or developers, whatever the fuck you want to call it, I'm not really sure what the title is. What do you think the odds are that NVIDIA has more information than you do? Like, I don't understand the I'm defending the game because I thought that the accusations were baseless. The arrogance of YouTube commenters thinking that they have the same level of information that NVIDIA does. It's ridiculous. So I actually defended this game because I looked at it and I made an honest judgment on it based off of what I saw. So it's really funny to me that I actually defended the game. I said that this is unfair what people are saying, because I do think that the accusations were baseless. They were 100% baseless accusations, aged like milk. No, I don't feel any degree of like, I don't feel stupid for thinking that. Mic audio, it's video quality that you play on videos as well? Oh, well, that's actually good to know. Then that means it's probably not my mic. And yeah. And so anyway, content creators can boost mediocre games, in my opinion. Really? Well, then why is nobody playing Suicide Squad after Shroud's sponsor stream ended? There it is, right?
Because this came out on January 25th and Suicide Squad hasn't released yet. It's going to be a bad game, but there are going to be a lot of people playing it because, you know, people's tastes are different. And because some people like that style of game, and even though it's just all about taking money from them, they'll play it anyways. If you want to play Suicide Squad, you can. The premise of Suicide Squad kills the Justice League, to me sounds like an amazing game. But yeah, no, it's a looter shooter, and I don't want anything to do with that shit. So I ain't playing it. But yeah, I think it's just the way the industry's going. I don't like that part of the industry. I'm not playing it. I think a lot of people feel that way, but I also think a lot of people will play it, and it's probably going to do pretty well. Despite all the warnings about it, it's probably going to do pretty well. Not game of the year well, but pretty well. Until something else comes along.
I don't think that's true. Anyway, we can talk about that later on, but you know, that's whatever. My point is this. I was one of the only people who tried to give the game an honest shot and a real chance. And I will do that every time whenever I see something, because especially whenever I see everybody shitting on it for what I believe to be something that I don't think is substantial. So this better not be about me. I was fucking fair. I was the only person who was... the game's not out yet? Oh, really? I didn't know that yet. I'm sure whenever it comes out, it'll be huge. Anyway, so yeah. Why do they say that the release game is not the same as in the trailer, and why was the game closed? We implemented everything shown in the trailers. From home improvements to the detailed world and off-road vehicles. We only disabled a few minor features, like parkour, due to bugs. Remember the experiment where you're asked to count pink objects in a room and recall the blue ones? You won't remember any. It's all about focus. The negative bias instilled by certain bloggers making money on hate-affected perceptions of the game. Look at unbiased gameplay like Dr. Disrespect stream at release.
Wow. So again, they are doubling and tripling down here on gamers are stupid. They're stupid people. If we keep telling them lies, they'll believe it.
Despite the initial bugs and server issues, he liked the game, which we fixed later, and the game received improved reviews over the weekend. Unfortunately, the hate campaign had already inflicted significant damage. By the way, after sales closed, many people wrote us that bloggers had deceived them and they liked the game.
Sure they did.
And they asked for access. We also heard that petitions were created to continue development, and on the black market, the game's price exceeded $200, and some even decided to make their own mods. So,
wow. I don't believe any of that shit.
Well, I don't know if that happened or not. Is there a second? Okay, so this is just in another language. So the game wasn't the same as the trailers. Nope. Now, you can say these are minor focuses and minor things, but if you have a lot of minor things, it becomes a major thing. And so, I mean, I don't really know what you want me to say. Doc's very critical. I mean, I tried to enjoy the game. It wasn't an MMO open world like they stated. Yeah, It wasn't. And also, didn't they change the titling for the video, like halfway through their videos, to like call the game something totally different? Bad game was different. Yeah, it was bad. So sad. Yeah. People are not... So you have to understand that content creators aren't going to be able to change people's opinion if people like the game. That's just not how it works. Content creators want early access to create content for their viewers. They'll be polite to publishers if they achieve earlier access. Well, I don't know. It depends on what happens. It's everybody else's fault that we put out a bad game. So,
Yeah.
like, what they're doing really is they're insulting the intelligence of all the people that played the game and saying that the only reason why those people didn't like the game is because content creators and bloggers told them not to like it.
Yeah.
Like, you're all really stupid, and the game was actually great, but those bloggers kept mind controlling you into thinking that our game was bad.
Wow.
Like, it's such a fucking ridiculously stupid thing to say. I can't even believe this even.
Who reads bloggers anymore? Bloggers was a big thing in the 90s. How out of touch are these guys? Bloggers. Bloggers. Wow.
Exists. Fantastic deleted and reposted this because it got community noted. The community note called them a scam. Is that
So this is the great part. So I even researched this with somebody else. They put these up on Twitter and they got community noted that it was a scam and that what they're saying is not true. So they took it down. And then they reposted it. And they got the same community note put again onto that. So then they took it down and then they put it up again. It got taken down a third time, I hear. And there's just something on Twitter now that links to like a blog page or something, or a page on their website or something where they list all this stuff. Because they can't do it on Twitter because Twitter points out, this is fake. This is fake. This is not true.
Is that true? I want to see the picture. Oh, so they deleted it to avoid community notes. Their claim that the finished product had only had minor changes from the original release trailer is a blatant lie, as demonstrated in this video. The game was a scam by every measurable metric. Okay, so that's just about right. So they deleted and reposted it because of the
3 times.
Because of the people that were mad at them and getting community noted, making it saying post to dodge the community note you rightfully deserved. Can't you just put a community note on the other one? I mean, like, fuck.
They did.
I mean, it's not really that hard, right? Go back to this, please. We're closing. Yeah, I thought you guys closed the company. Like, why isn't...
They did. They changed the name of the company back to their old company name in order to appear to be somebody else. But yet they're still putting out stuff as this company. How does that work? That doesn't sound like any kind of non-shady business practices, does it?
the company closed? Why is there anybody still working at this company? This company's full of clowns. It's crazy, man. They lie about their game, and now they lie about closing the studio. Yeah, like, who's even making this? Like, why do you even have a Twitter and a Facebook if you close the studio?
Exactly.
Like, I feel like at this point, like, these people are not to be trusted at all. And, you know, like, if they ever make a good game, you know, I'll be ready for it. I'll be waiting, and I'll give it a fair shake. I will. But I've got a really good feeling that's not going to happen.
Because everything they've done in the past shows they're absolute fucking scumbags. I'm sorry, but if you review all the stuff about these people and all the shit that's gone down, and you come to any other conclusion, then you're paid by the two brothers, or you're just absolutely delusional in a mental institution. There is no other conclusion to come to on this. Everybody, that's what Asmongold thinks, and this is what I think, and the day before, the clowns are still trying to put on a show. And they're still telling you you're as dumb as cement. For Miss Valley Entertainment News, my name is Dread. Stay safe out there and keep your eyes and ears open because you never know who's trying to take you for your money. Good night.